in the morning.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It is a wild Wednesday and we are diving straight into the absolute madness happening in Genoa City right now. There is so much ground to cover and the drama is just spiraling completely out of control. So let's not waste any time and get right into the thick of it because my brain is spinning with all these new plot twists. So Diane Jenkins Abbott is currently living in an absolute psychological nightmare, and we all know she has done some terrible things in her past, faking her own death back in 2011 with Deacon Sharp, using a morgue body to frame Nikki Newman, letting her own son Kyle mourn a violent death for over a decade, but nobody deserves what she is going through right now. She woke up groggy and confused in a weird and familiar cabin, with bars on the windows, and a heavy locked door. Just totally trapped with no way out. And then in walks Patty Williams dressed up as a nurse, which is just terrifying on so many levels. Patty is holding Diane hostage and acting like she is her official caretaker for some twisted secret treatment phase, and she has this super shady doctor helping her pull it off, Dr. Lawrence Markham. He gave Diane these totally fabricated medical records documenting severe psychological issues, so now they have a fake legal excuse to keep her locked up until her treatment is complete. It is sick. Just completely twisted and dark. But let's talk about Patty Williams for a second, because Patty has a history that is just off the charts crazy, and Hinge doesn't even begin to cover it. Remember when she had plastic surgery to look exactly like Dr. Emily Peterson? She literally stole another woman's face and her life. She married Jack while looking like Emily. Patty is obsessed with Jack Abbott, always has been, always will be. And let's not forget she was the one Victor Newman used to drug Jack and compromise him on that abandoned yacht. She is a lethal wild card, and now she is actively blackmailing Jack. She went right to the Abbott mansion and showed Jack a picture of Diane, drugged out of her mind and unconscious in a white padded room, and told him he has to be in a romantic relationship with her if he wants Diane to stay safe. Jack is just cornered. He is completely desperate and frantic. And Kyle is losing his mind trying to find his mother. The Abbott men are tearing the city apart. They even met with Detective James Burrow to push the investigation toward Patty. Because Jack knows she is behind this, Tracy Abbott actually caught Patty handing Dr. Markham an envelope of cash in Chancellor Park, so the Abbotts know Markham is involved. Tracy and Jack research him online and his credentials seem valid. He runs a clinic in the suburbs, but something is just off. His smiles are creepy. He gaslights Diane with this weird sadistic pleasure. It feels personal. It feels like he knows exactly how to break a woman down psychologically. Like he has done this before. And that got the rumor mill spinning. What if he isn't Dr. Lawrence Markham at all? What if this is a massive twist that goes all the way back to another terrifying storyline? So here is the theory, and it is a crazy one, but stick with the logic here. What if Dr. Markham is actually Martin Lawrence? Yeah. Let that sink in for a minute. Martin Lawrence, the absolute psycho who trapped Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers in that clinic. He controlled them. He played mind games with them. He was an absolute monster who tortured them psychologically. Martin was eventually caught and arrested, but we never really heard what happened to him after that. His status is just unknown. Poof, gone from the canvas. What if he didn't go to a normal prison? What if he was sent to a psychiatric facility for evaluation? And what if it was the exact same facility where Patty Williams was being held? Just imagine it. Patty and Martin in the same psych ward. Two absolute psychopaths comparing notes in the common room. Patty is obsessed with Jack. Martin is obsessed with control and breaking women's minds. And Patty starts telling Martin about her colorful past. She tells him about the time she got plastic surgery to look like Emily Peterson, to steal a life, to walk right into Genoa City and take exactly what she wanted without anyone knowing. And Martin's wheels start turning. He realizes he can't go back to his old life. His face is known. He is a wanted man. But what if he gets a new face? What if he becomes someone else entirely? A respected doctor. Someone with solid credentials. Someone who can hide in plain sight and still practice his sick, twisted brand of therapy. So Martin gets the surgery. He transforms into Dr. Lawrence Markham. He steals the real Markham's identity or just creates a flawless fake one using his underworld connections. And he teams up with Patty. They make a deal. He helps her get Jack Abbott, She helps him get his sick thrills by torturing Diane Jenkins. It fits perfectly. The way Markham looks at Diane. The way he uses fake medical files to justify holding her hostage in a barred room. It is exactly the kind of psychological warfare Martin Lawrence loves. He is a master at making women feel crazy. And now Diane is his latest victim in this complex revenge game. But he made a huge mistake. Because if he is Martin, he is about to cross paths with the two women who hate him the most in this entire world. And that brings us to Sharon and Phyllis. These two women have so much history it is exhausting to even track. They have fought over Nick Newman more times than anyone can count. They have hated each other. They have plotted against each other. But they share a trauma bond that can never be broken. They survived Martin Lawrence together. When they were trapped in that clinic under his control, they had to rely on each other to stay alive. They saved each other's lives. That kind of terrifying experience changes you. It links you forever, even when Phyllis is being her usual petty self. Like right now she is gloating over Kane Ashby because she secretly bought Arabesque right out from under him. And Sharon is busy dealing with her own fears about Matt Clark and his sudden amnesia. They are still connected by what Martin did to them. It is a shared nightmare. So how do they get pulled into Diane's messy kidnapping? Well, Jack is desperate. Tracy is investigating. Tracy saw Patty handing Markham that cash. She knows his face. Maybe Tracy takes a secret photo of him. Or maybe Jack shows the extortion photo Patty gave him to someone else. Some picture of Dr. Markham is going to circulate around Genoa City. And Sharon or Phyllis is going to see it. At first glance it is just a guy. A doctor. But then they look closer. And the memories start flooding back. Because Sharon has those sharp therapist instincts. She has a degree in psychology. She knows how to read people on a deeper level. She looks at a picture of Markham. Or maybe she bumps into him at the athletic club or Crimson Lights. And she sees the eyes. Plastic surgery can change a nose or a jawline. It can alter your cheekbones. But it cannot change the cold dead look in a psychopath's eyes. It can't change the arrogant way he carries himself. Sharon is going to get this terrible chilling feeling of deja vu. The hair on her arms will stand up. She is going to realize that the man standing in front of her is the monster from her nightmares. Martin Lawrence, hiding behind a surgical mask of a new face. And once Sharon has that gut feeling, she is going straight to Phyllis. Because Phyllis is a hacker. She is a relentless digger. When Phyllis wants to find dirt on someone, she finds it. She will drop everything she is doing at Arabesque or Summers Conglomerate to look into this guy. She will hack into Dr. Lawrence Markham's medical school records, his bank accounts, his property deeds, and she will find the glaring holes. She will find out that the real Markham died years ago, or that the records were fabricated recently. Phyllis will put the puzzle pieces together, the plastic surgery trail, the connection to Patty's release facility. The whole sick twisted plot will be laid bare on her laptop screen. And then it is game on. Phyllis and Sharon are not going to call the cops and just wait around for Detective Burrow to bumble his way through a warrant. Oh no, that is not how they operate. They are going to take matters into their own hands. They are going to team up for a rogue rescue mission. Just picture it. Phyllis and Sharon loading up a car, driving out to the remote woods to hunt down this Williams family cabin. They are going to be like a heavily armed, highly motivated version of Thelma and Louise. They know exactly how dangerous Martin is. They know what he is capable of doing to a woman's mind. But they are not scared anymore. They are angry. And they want payback for what he did to them. But the irony here is just too good to ignore. Phyllis absolutely despises Diane Jenkins Abbott. They have been bitter enemies for decades. Phyllis has literally wanted Diane dead or gone for most of her adult life. They have had screaming matches and physical fights. So the idea of Phyllis risking her own life to save Diane. It is hilarious. And it is so perfectly soapy. Phyllis is going to complain the entire car ride. She will be telling Sharon how much she hates Diane. How Jack is an absolute idiot for marrying her again after all the lies, but she is still going to do it. Because as much as Phyllis hates Diane, she hates Martin Lawrence a million times more. Nobody messes with Phyllis Summers and gets away with it. Nobody locks her up. She wants to see Martin rot in a cell. So they get to the cabin. They find the barred windows. They find the heavy locked door. And they break in. Imagine the look on Patty Williams' face when Phyllis kicks down the door. Patty hates Phyllis too. Remember when Patty kissed young Summer with peanut butter on her lips knowing Summer had a deadly peanut allergy? Phyllis has never forgiven her for that near-fatal stunt. So Phyllis taking down Patty is going to be epic justice. And then Sharon comes face to face with Dr. Markham, and she just calls him Martin. He freezes. The jig is up. The plastic surgery trick failed. They see right through his fake face and his fake credentials. It is going to be an incredible showdown. Sharon and Phyllis fighting side by side to take down their old abuser, rescuing Diane from the padded room. Diane is going to be so confused and traumatized by the drugs and the gaslighting, but she will have to owe her life to her absolute worst enemy. The dynamic between Diane and Phyllis after this is going to be fascinating to watch. Will they call a truce? Probably not for long knowing those two, but for one night they will be on the same side. And Jack is going to be so overwhelmingly relieved. He will get his wife back safe and sound. Patty will go back to a high-security ward where she belongs. And Martin Laurent will finally face real justice for his crimes. So that is the theory. It is wild, it is clunky, it is messy, but it makes so much sense in the crazy world of Genoa City that history is all there just waiting to be connected. The Emily Peterson trick, the Martin Laurent trauma, the Patty and Jack obsession, it all weaves together perfectly, and honestly I am just so here for a Sharon and Phyllis team up. We need more of them working together instead of fighting over men. They are brilliant when they combine their brainpower and their determination. It is going to be a bumpy ride, but I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Keep watching because things are about to explode.